So we're looking at the rear bumper, and I'm trying to align it left to right. I don't know how it's got to be aligned top to bottom till I get the bumper cover on, but what I've done is I've basically loosened all of the 8 bolts, 4 on each side, that hold it to the shock absorber type thing. 3 of them I loosened completely, and I left one a little bit tight on each side. As it turns out, the one on the right side was probably a little too loose because it allows it to go up and down easily. But what I'm trying to do is in this centerpiece here, which I'm going to have to assume that it's mounted pretty much in the center of the bumper, and its holes were not oversized, so I think it's a fairly good indicator of center of the bumper. And I measured it from here to here, and it was exactly 10 inches, so I made a mark over 5 inches, and I made a mark halfway between the 2 bolt holes in the center of the body here, and by running a more or less square piece that I have here, and you could use a square or whatever you've got handy, but that looks like it's about right now. And the way I got it there was a dead blow hammer, and I gave it some fairly gentle taps on that side till I got it where I want it to be. And now what I'll do is just raise this end up to about the center of the slots, and tighten it tight enough so it doesn't move. That's just one of the bolts. And to make sure that I haven't moved it, I will double check the alignment here. That looks really good. I'm going to put this on from the other side, and maybe this isn't straight. I might not be getting a good, and it's not exactly straight. Let's do it. Try to align it this way. I mean, tough to do realistically whenever you don't have a square piece to match it to. So I put it on this side, it looks like it's about 1/4 of an inch off. If I put it on this side of that line, maybe it moved when I shifted this up. So I think this is going to be a bit of a trial and error. I want to tighten that a little bit to make it movable, but with a little bit of effort. Gotta hit that sweet spot where it moves, but it will stay in place once it moves. Be a little more aggressive at hitting it. That's moving some. Ideally, you'd have 2 or 3 people here, and you could have 2 of them hold it and align it while you put it in place and then tighten it, but I need to loosen this just a hair to allow it to move a little bit easier. I think I just thought of an easier way to do this. Let's just loosen it enough so that it'll move easily. Like I always say, on my channel, you see the good, the bad, and the ugly, and learn from my mistakes, hopefully. Just wish that was a little more even, because I guess I'm just gonna have to sight it, because the measuring doesn't seem to be working out. That side's pretty loose. Wonder if I'm at the end of the travel of the thing. Maybe that's as good as it can get. because it doesn't seem to want to move. Let's loosen a little more. Make sure it's loose. That clearly is loose. I don't know how accurate these things have to be. I'm going to make them so that all of the bolts can be turned by finger. And if they all can and I can't move it, then I'll pretty much have to assume that I'm at the end of the travel for the adjustment. Maybe that's as good as it gets. It is better than it was. I'm probably going to have to call it as good as it gets here. Just from sight, it looks like it might be no more than 1/8 of an inch off. So again, I'm going to raise this side till it's halfway up the slot and tighten it, and I'll do the other side. Brought the power ratchet for this part of it. That's not too late to do that. It's going to be easier. Okay, so again, I'm going to raise this about halfway up the slot and tighten it. Go around and do the other one before I tighten all of them. By, I'll check to make sure it hasn't moved. It hasn't. And I'm tightening these as tight as the wrench will do it. Because I may have to come back and adjust this up or down. So I've seen tests on this wrench and they do about 35 foot-pounds without adding any manual effort behind it. So that's plenty good for now.